Here we will demonstrate how to use EstimatorPRO to export a purchase order to QuickBooks. The first step is to determine which hard cost items are to be purchased. Now for this example, let's select the garage doors phase. Once we're at the details sheet for the selected items to be purchased, select the Page Utilities menu from the EstimatorPRO Utilities toolbar, then click the Purchase Order option. EstimatorPRO will then ask you what items you want to include in the purchase order. The quickest way to add the items from the details sheet to this purchase order dialog is to select the required items and then click the Add button as demonstrated here. You may want to move the purchase order dialog down for a clear access to the items on the details sheet. Notice how all the items selected in the details sheet have been added to the purchase order dialog, including their quantities, prices, and totals. When you've confirmed everything has been added, note the purchase order number at the top of the sheet, and then click the Create PO button. The result is the purchase order form seen here. You could further customize the PO if you'd like, but for now, let's just click the Send PO to QuickBooks button. The first result is the purchase order dialog. To keep track of your POs and itemize your materials, you can assign a QuickBooks category to these items. Here, we'll categorize these items as materials. You may also want to select a QuickBooks vendor and a QuickBooks Ship-to customer. For this example, we'll select ABC Lumber as the vendor and Christie Abercrombie as the destination for the materials. Note and confirm the PO number, then click the Export button to send this purchase order to QuickBooks. When that process is complete, you'll see a confirmation dialog noting the results. Click OK to acknowledge the confirmation. Once you click OK, you'll need to move to QuickBooks. You should open QuickBooks before starting the export operation. If you haven't, EstimatorPRO will prompt you to do so before it can export the purchase order items. Once QuickBooks is visible on your screen, select the Vendors option from the Navigator's menu, then click on the Purchase Orders icon. The best way to locate your exported purchase order is to use QuickBooks Find tool. When the Find dialog appears, enter the PO number you noted from the export process. If you forgot the purchase order number, you can always go back to EstimatorPRO and obtain that number from the top of the purchase order sheet. Enter the purchase order number in the PO number field on the QuickBooks Find dialog, then click the Find button. The purchase order you searched for is then displayed. You can print or email this PO using other QuickBooks features.